afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Transportation Tuesday, and we are watching the 7 train leave the station we're visiting today, and that station is Court Square. It's home of this beautiful courthouse built back in the 1870s, and unlike a lot of courthouses, this one is still in operation today. It's at Court Square and 23rd Street in Long Island City, where chaos and history meet, and I'll show you what I mean. So join me, Terry Dixon, for an adventure for anyone as we take a look at this magnificent station and the neighborhood it's in. This is Court Square in Long Island City, and you can just grab the 7 train over there if you come into Grand Central Station, and you will find yourself here in this bustling, busy, under construction, mirrored skyscraper neighborhood. It is one of the busiest places you're going to be in, but Long Island City in and of itself is a bustling neighborhood / city in Queens. Here in Court Square, just up the street from the station, you're going to find this beautiful Court Square Park. It's a great place to hang out, have your lunch. You've got the food trucks there. You've got trees for shade. You got a bike if you want to ride in or take a bike ride. You got all these mirrored skyscrapers around you. It makes for great scenery. Feels like you're in Manhattan. So do the landscape little parks like Court Square Park and the busy streets. And then you have the amazing courthouse over here. This thing was designed by George Hawthorne. It was built in the 1870s. It's still active today. It is the Long Island City seat of the Queens Superior Court, and they do civil cases and jury selection there. But here's another thing I found really interesting about this neighborhood. This is just one major piece of construction, and that major piece of construction sits right on top of, pretty much, the subway station here. There you see the subway station. You saw the construction looming over it and just towering next to it. And everything in this neighborhood is just bustling. You've got the diner back there. That's the Court Square Diner. It's open 24/7. It's been there since 1946 when it was the Bell Diner. You've got Trader Joe's, Target, all kinds of restaurants, even a Dunkin' Donuts there. But as I said, it's Transportation Tuesday, so let's discuss the transportation hub that has been created out of the subway station here at Court Square. As I said, the number 7 comes in on top. It is an elevated train at this point, not always. The 7 line runs from Hudson Yards over on the west side of Manhattan all the way out to Flushing, Maine and Queens. There's a lot of interesting stops along the way. I love taking that subway. It stops at a lot of really great places to visit. But as I said, this platform here, as you're looking out these little window pieces in the back of the station, you see that massive residential construction going on back there. It's really impressive. It's almost on top of you at the subway station. So it's going to impede your view forever there, but there it is. I think it's going to be condos, luxury apartments, something like that. If you don't like a lot of noise, A, you shouldn't be in an elevated subway station, but B, that construction back there is going to drive you nuts if you're more than a few minutes in that station. But the trains come through really regularly, so you don't run into that much. Now, this is an accessible station, and it is a unique station because it has 4 completely different subways there. The 7's up on top, and down below you have the G, the F, and the E. And they all came about at different times. The 7's been up there since 1916. The G came along in 1933, and the E and the F it originally was, came along in 1939. We just had the F and M switch last year, so now it's not the M, it's the F that comes through here. Some of the signs are still a little bit outdated, but I had to research this one myself. It's the F. So what you have here is, I told you the route of the 7. It's a great route. Then when they added the G in 1933, this was very practical because it runs from this very station. This is the North End in Queens, and it runs down to around Prospect Park area over in Brooklyn. It does not go through Manhattan, and that was the whole idea for the G. Several stops along the way, but if you're going from Queens to Brooklyn, Brooklyn to Queens, and you don't want to go to Manhattan, this crisscrosses a lot of other subways, has a lot of great stops, and you don't have to go all the way into Manhattan and back. So it was a really good idea. So the station here, it's a beautiful one. Like I said, it's accessible. It's got this dome here. It's got mosaics and art installations all over the place. It's really kind of cool just to take a walk through it. But it's also a great place if you want to go out to JFK and you really don't want to ride the Long Island Railroad for some reason or drive. What you can do is you can come into town. Penn Station is one choice, but Grand Central is definitely another way to get into town. And then you can hop that 7 over here, go downstairs, and hop the E. It goes out to Jamaica Center, and it stops where you can catch the air train there at the Jamaica station. So it's a really convenient place to make these transitions. The F is going to take you, either over Rockefeller Center Way, or it's going to take you all the way out around Coney Island. It is kind of a cool subway. A lot of things to do on that. We'll be talking more about actual subway lines instead of stations in the future. But this place, it's under construction. A lot of subway stations are making upgrades. This one has more than one art installation. You have Frank Olt's art installation with the shapes here. It was from 1992 or so. And then the mosaics that you see in the hallway over here, they came in about 2001. To be fair, the plaque was busted. Elizabeth, somebody, I'm sorry, Elizabeth, they're beautiful mosaics, but we don't know who you are. So this area here, like I said, it's very busy. It's very progressive. Long Island City, when you get into here, you're actually really close to Hunters Point. It's the exit before this on the 7, and this whole neighborhood here, just full of food. There's food courts. There is the Golden Dynasty place there. It's got so many places, the diner and all of that. It's got shopping. You can get your groceries at Trader Joe's. You can get whatever else you need over at Target. It's just a busy place, and it's a great transit hub. So this is a spot that if you need to make any of these transitions, I highly recommend it. If you've ever been in a Court neighborhood, you know how great the food is going to be in that neighborhood. It's a great place to come and eat. It's accessible if you have mobility issues. So it's a wonderful place to spend some time. And especially since they connected all of these stations, which really, didn't happen right away. It's happened over the years. Since they connected them all, it's just a great transportation hub. It's what they call it over in Long Island City on MTA. So here it is at any rate over Long Island City. That's where Court Square is. And if you come in on the train, you can get over there on the 7 really easy. It's just a few stops. I just wanted to show you this one today. Like I said, we'll be moving into looking at some more subway lines rather than just stations. But this is another great station that's really useful, and we'll catch you next time.